but it's a scooter or a motorcycle. Stay with us and we will talk about it after the intro. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel to activate the bell and put a thumbs up on this video. Today I tried the Honda X-ADV 2021 for you. These two-wheeled vehicles has always made me curious, and finally I was able to try it. I have booked the test at the Honda dealer in Turin, in Italy. Let's start immediately saying that we are talking about a scooter. This because the setting is definitely the typical one, and you see why. We don't find a tank between the legs, but we find the compartment under the saddle. It's amazing that it bites the tires to the motorcycles, having its incredible effectiveness, but we will talk about it more in detail. Let's start the test immediately and see how this Honda X-ADV 2021 goes. I press the button and I go. First of all, let's talk about the ergonomics. I'm practically sitting in an armchair, but one with the legs rest. I want to say that we find the classic scooter foot pegs already comfortable and relaxing, but we also find the advanced foot pegs, like an American cruiser, and this is a nice plus. But it is not enough. On request we can also have the retractable footrest that permit to be able to travel comfortably on your stand if we have to take the off-road. Wide handlebars coming from motorcycle derivation that gives all the necessary control, and from here we begin to see that we are talking about a vehicle that looks to traditional motorcycles. The saddle is the result of incredible ergonomic study work. For the riders it is excavated to accommodate and hold at the best. In the rear more padded and wider to welcome the passenger as on a tourer. And under the saddle we find a compartment large enough to host a full face helmet, and also we find a USB socket to charge all our electronic accessories. Our test ride includes nice curves and tight routes on the beautiful Turin hill. It takes a couple of kilometers to familiarize with the controls and to get in touch with the chassis and the engine. But first of all, let's start talking about the style that is truly unique and incredible. Designed by the Italian Style Center, produced in Japan, and already this recipe I would define it explosive. And in fact it has a truly unique and innovative style. Halfway between a scooter and a motorcycle. I could say that the magic is being able to take the best skills of both and merging them in X-ADV. The front with the full LED headlights has been completely redesigned. Beautiful the blades of light with the eyelash raised, that gives so much aggressive look, and the LED headlights have an important luminous beam. I say from flagship, the tail short, height and tapered. Remember those of sports bikes. The rest is truly all focused on the fluidity of the curves, style and full functionality. Let's talk for example of the starter button, which remember the Goldwing so much. It's a pleasure to handle, comfortable and intuitive. With the keyless, it allows you to start the motorcycle keeping the key comfortably in the pocket. And the two lower buttons are beautiful and sturdy, and are used to open the tank cap, typical of a scooter, and unlock the saddle. On the back shield we find a comfortable compartment with a door to store small objects. And again, the recall for large cruiser is served. In general, it is beautiful to see, dynamic and modern, without any excess of style, that sometimes is not the best. And now we start to increase the pace. The upward curves allows us to assess its agility, which is amazing. Merit of the chassis frame, which has been improved, compared to the previous one in terms of weight and stiffness. Not overwhelming, but a refinement that participates in the pleasure of driving. The suspension compartment is another point of attention, because at the front we find a 41 inverted fork, fully adjustable, while at the rear we find a mono with ProLink leverage, adjustable in the preload. It gives you the very marked feeling at the front, and this allows you to throw it down with the maximum confidence. While on the paved city roads the sport calibration pays a little bit comfort, but the generous tires rapidly recover. And while we are also talking about the brake compartment, because two beautiful 260 discs with floating calipers at the front, and a single 240 disc with two brakes calipers at the rear. Yes, because the motorcycles having an automatic transmission needs a parking brake. But let's go forward. Yes, it is true, we said that the setting looks like a scooter. But the discs we were talking about are mounted on two beautiful spoke wheels with tubeless tires, precisely from 17 inches to the front and 15 inches to the rear. And the tires are large and slightly sculpted. You really can go where you want, and once again the scooter words goes away. The saddle from the ground measures 82 cm. Now in the area under the legs it is much more tapered and allows you to feel the motorcycle very well. The windshield is adjustable on 5 positions with a comfortable side knob, and is designed just good because it does not distort the field of view. It's a pity not to be able to control it on the move, but anywhere also here we find another detail from great cruisers. The weight of 236 kilograms is not so very light, but thanks to the low body center looks me like riding a motorcycle. Consumption are also interesting because it can easily get up of 27 km per liter, and thanks to its capacity you can cover distances of 350 km, and the speed can also reach 180 km per hour. And again, the comparison with a cruiser it's easy. And finally, let's talk about the engine. Double cylinders facing run, 745 cubic centimeters, liquid cooled. Power is at 58.6 horsepower and 6,750 rpm for a torque of 69 Newton meters at 4,750 rpm, clearly Aero 5. And the good thing is that this new 2021 version has not lost the verve, it has kept all the push and even slightly improved compared to the 2020 model, matched with the beautiful completely new 6-speed DCT transmission, of which has been completely revised on the 2021 model, shortening the ratio of the first 3 shifts in order to adapt to the Euro 5 motor driving. But to talk about this engine, first we have to talk about the mapping, which are 5. It starts from the standard that is comfortable and reassuring, never puts in awe, but allows to drive in the city and even out of town. If happen in a bit of rain, maybe on a citizen pave, we have the rain mode that modifies the response of the ride-by-wire accelerator, and then if we want to have fun we can pass on the gravel mode that allows to ride off-road with all the safety. And if we are looking to strong emotion, then we have have sport mode at your disposal, and then completely change the history, because the motorcycle becomes reactive and fast. The DCT gearbox now changes much higher. The ride-by-wire accelerators ask the engine that it doesn't be prayed, and thanks to the great chassis, the suspension, the big sculpted wheels, begins the pure fun and the feeling that gives you very close of a max enduro. And if it's not still enough, the last mapping is the user mode, who allows you to handle on all the settings and then sew the motorcycle on your body. We have done the first kilometers with standard mapping to acquire mastery, but I confess you that after a little I switched into sport mode, and I have found like a madness in the up and down bends of the Turin hills. Even if the traction control cannot be disengaged, you get the feeling of riding a powerful, adrenaline reactive bike. The handlebar and cockpit recalls me like a tribute of the Coldwing. Very bright 5 inches TFT screen, very clear and customizable graphics, top connectivity with the Honda smartphone voice control system that allows to use many applications of your smartphone through the display. Central button for starting the keyless, buttons for the tank and the under the seat compartment. The handlebar blocks is, in my notice, a little crowded, need a little learning, but will allows you to operate very well. And don't forget that we find the controls of the automatic transmission on the right side and the control of the manual transmission on the left. High speed, maybe some too much turbulence on the shoulders, but nothing to worry. Truly for me everything became less important when I began pumping on the gas, because it's really fun and reactive. Pump on the gas and you feel the power and you feel like launched in space on a rocket. And at the end, if we go back in the initial question, is it a scooter or a motorcycle? Well, you really need to make an effort of rationality to declare each nature. Yes, because at the end of settings we said it is a scooter, but the equipment, the electronics, the chassis and the tires make it absolutely purpose for a cruiser or max enduro. You'll decide how to play it. And now let's talk about the price. If you're going to buy a large cruiser, you will pay the check with not big issues. Here we are talking about an important price, 12,490 euros. They may look a lot, but the equipment, the performance and everything I have reported vitally, you will be able to drive in the city all year round, and you can overload with bags, girlfriend and other stuffs and drive all over the world. Yes, because the range of the X-ADV is really unlimited. And to finish, we can order it in 4 colors: graphic black, matte beta silver metallic, pearl deep matte grey and Grand Prix red. And so I can tell you that I loved it very much. I found it fun as to my advice only an enduro motorcycle can be, but also comfortable as only a cruiser can do, and also practical as only a high-wheeled scooter can be. In my advice, it is really an all-to-do suitable for the neophyte as an experienced biker. And also this time we are at the end. Thanks again. We will see you soon with another video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, to put a thumbs up and activate the bell. Bye bye!